Hey guys, today I have one of your favorites, Barry's instructor, Astrid Swan, here to lead us through a booty and ab toning workout.
Thanks, Anna, and all you're gonna need is a light dumbbell. All right, guys, are you ready to work some booty and some abs?
Woo!
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you warm up right here, and we're gonna walk out, caterpillar walk, so you'll get a nice stretch in the back of those legs. I have Christelle who's gonna be giving the more advanced, and we have Anna who's gonna do a little bit of progression whenever you need it. Walk your hands back towards your feet and round yourself back up.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna keep doing that. Warm up. And you might not be able to go down with straight legs, and that's okay. You can put a little bend in your knees if you need to. Slowly round up. This is your time. As you stretch out, keep pulling your belly button in. Right here, tuck your hips, squeeze your glutes. And here's my favorite moment, that roll up through the spine. Good, let's get 3 more in. Walk out. And 2 more. Could just keep doing this for my workout, feel great. And stretch back. And let's really enjoy this last one, because after this, we're gonna come down to that plank and hold. So right here, squeeze, hips up, big stretch, round up, breathe, shoulders roll back, crawl out, and we're on to our first hold. So walk out, top plank position. Now we can take a modification. Anna here can modify, lowering to the knees. Christelle and I, we're gonna shift forward over the toes. Crown of the head is moving forward. Don't let your back arch. Don't let your hips get up too high. Tuck and squeeze. Breathe. Anna has that deep breath. I can hear it, which is so great for that core control. Good. Okay, take about 5 more breaths here. And 4. 3, I'm starting to shake a little bit, that's great. 2, 1 more, you're gonna step forward with your outside foot, and you're gonna try to bring it up outside the hand. So here, you're gonna try to slide your elbow down. Now you might get to this position and go, wait a second, when was the last time I stretched? And that's okay, so even if you imagine that the floor is a little higher, you're gonna replace the hand back down, switch back from the plank to the other side. Slide the elbow down as far as you can. Modified right here, so Anna dropping to the knee. Push that hand, and we're just gonna keep switching. So I don't want you to actually hold for too long. We wanna stay mobile and dynamic. And then everyone, you should feel that you're getting a little bit lower, a little bit more open.
That feels so good.
I know, right?
It does.
This is so important, especially when you start lifting and we start focusing on glute engagement, core engagement, everything in the pelvic floor here. We hold a lot of tension in the hips. This helps alleviate some of that. Ooh, I know.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorites to start every workout, especially the lower half. Great, so let's even it up. Get 2 more each side. Great. And 1 more. Hold that one down. Perfect. So I'm gonna have you start right into a side plank now. So side plank, we're gonna have the elbow directly under the shoulders. Options. Modified, we're gonna bend that bottom leg, top leg straight. Second option, so modified 1. Second option is to have your top leg actually in front and lift your hips. And your hardest option is gonna stack your feet. But everything should be in line here. Shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, unless you're doing the split. So driving the hips up, watch that the elbow is in line with your shoulder, and just breathe. Good, so one thing I love about any sort of plank work, side plank, is that you have to focus on the breath and you have to focus on not letting the ribs expand out, right? And then if you're like Anna and I, who've had some babies, we really want to engage that pelvic floor and control. Good, so let's try to hold for 10 more seconds. Breathe. Maybe you can drive the hips up a little higher. 4, 3, 2, nice. Lower down, great. So now I'm gonna bend this base leg as Anna had for the modification, but we're gonna add on. So bottom leg is bent. Check the placement again of this arm. You're gonna drive your top leg up. As you do that, you're gonna lift your hips on the bottom from the floor. So this is actually going to work that glute as you're working your abs. So we're gonna sweep the leg up, lift that bottom hip, tap back down, lift right back up. So this one surprises you, right?
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden you're like, oh, that looks, oh no, it's not quite easy. But a great option here, she has her fingertips down to help her lift up. With Christelle, I don't want her to do that. I want her to really focus a little bit more on that glute to lift and tap back down. Lift and tap back down. So now remember what leg is doing the lift, because that's the cheek that's working, right?
That is. Oh, it's burning.
I know, you're welcome. I love a good burn.
Yeah.
Good, so let's go 2 more. And 1 more. Great, so from here, flip onto your back. All right, lay down, but don't think that it's a rest. So have your feet about hip width apart and then reach for your heels and then just move your feet just ever so slightly forward. So it's almost like the top finger is gonna reach, right? You're gonna bridge your hips up, and as you do so, you're gonna think about your knees pushing forward while your toes are pulling up. So all the weight is gonna be starting from the heel, which is then gonna drive into the hamstrings and the glute, and sometimes the area in between the two. So roll through the spine, push the knees forward, feels nice on the back, and starts really engaging those glutes.
Feel that.
And breathe with it. Breath control is so important in every workout. Even though there's no weights quite yet, you're still getting the burn.
Yep.
Perfect. So remember that side that we worked on when we started from the side plank and then we went into that hip bridge. That leg is gonna get a lot of work very soon. So let's go 3 more bridges here. Press up, roll through, keep pushing the knees forward. 2, and on our 3rd one, we're gonna hold up, lift up, and we're gonna lift up the opposite leg. So this right here is gonna put a lot of weight. So you can take a modification, Anna, whenever you need, but we're gonna drop the hips down and then keeping that knee bent, you're gonna drive the knee almost like it's going towards your nose or your chin. So tap the hip down and sweep up. So the more momentum you use right now, the actual more power you're gonna feel in this glute. So our working legs. So tap and drive. And drive, nice. Still keeping the toes rolled up, all the weight in that heel, and up. Perfect. Go 5 more. And 4, 3, now I'm sure you're not surprised, but we are gonna have a hold in 2. Hold it up, right there, hold. And now straighten this leg, and you're gonna line it up knee to knee. Feel okay? Great. So Anna's modifying with both legs down. She's still getting that burn.
Burning.
You can bring your hands right here on top of your hips to make sure your hips aren't wobbling, and we're gonna do tiny little sweep out. Anna, perfect, both knees. Great, so you're starting to feel everything, right? The glute med, your hamstring. Shoo. Go 4, 3, 2, and let that leg go all the way down. Breathe. You wanna take that stretch? Here we go, let's pull that knee in. Feels good, and then let's cross it over, flexing the foot to protect the knee, and take a figure 4. I can already feel how much work this side has received.
Totally.
Breathe. Now, we're not done with this side yet, but enjoying the break. So let's go back to the position we just left off on. Straighten the leg, this knee is bent. Check the placement of your heel. Gonna drive now a straight leg up and still give it a bridge. So a single leg bridge with a straight leg sweep. Lower down from here. We're gonna do a big crunch. So sitting up and twist. Anna's gonna do a smaller crunch, still getting a twist. So 1 sweep, lower down, sit up, twist, and crunch. So you can see Christelle is taking an even more advanced version than I am because she's using both arms behind her head where I'm actually using my base arm to help myself up. So The great thing.
Crystal.
Yeah, we have lots of choices, right? Good. Up and twist. Let's get one more in. Up, lower down, crunch and twist. Very nice. Straighten both legs. Now let's flex your toes. You should feel a nice stretch almost in the calf. And then I want you to think about tucking your tailbone underneath. So naturally we have an arch here, but do your very best to create no space between the floor or the mat and your lower back. Hands come behind your head. We're gonna keep the chin up so there's space and just tiny little crunches towards the ceiling. Good, perfect. Inhale and exhale. Every exhale you want to engage tighter, thinking about the spine pushing down.
It's amazing.
Right? It's
Just an inch of movement creates such tension.
The tension is all about the abs, not the neck. Great, so 10 more right here. 9, flex your quads. 8, 7, and 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, and take a full rest, and you're gonna pull your knees up to tabletop, keeping your hands directly behind your ears. Knees are gonna start directly over your hips. Anna's gonna take the modified, which is available to anyone, even if during the points of this workout you go, I think I'm gonna modify a little. So we're all gonna start with the shoulder blades lifted and a very slow, controlled bicycle twist and twist. So be aware how far you're pulling your knee in. It will be much harder if you keep it over the hip as opposed to getting real wild. Slow and controlled is gonna be best. So Crystal and I are gonna go up a level and we're gonna go up into a V-sit and then roll back down with control. So what I meant by you might want to take the modification at some point. You might do 4 V-ups and down and then go, I'm gripping too much in my hips, or I feel tension in my neck. Then you can stay down for 4. And then maybe you go up for 2 and roll down. And maybe every time you do this workout, you find yourself getting stronger.
Yeah.
Which is what we're all about here.
Absolutely.
Good. So let's go for 2 more. I'm going to go for 2 more roll-ups.
Yeah. Looking strong.
Yeah, support one each other, right? And we're going to go back up. For me, 1 more. Nice. And we're going to take a full rest. Great. You guys are killing it. So with that being said,
it's a good burn.
We need to do the other side.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna flip over. Abs are nice and warm, glutes are warm. Keep it going. So side plank options, taking that bottom knee, bending it, making sure your shoulder's directly over your elbow. Second option, bring that top foot in front, and then your top is right here. Side plank hold. Tuck the hips, breathe.
These holds are always the hardest. Just stabilizing.
Stabilizing and loving it. Breathe. Great, guys, almost there. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Watch that you aren't concaving or letting this hip drop.
Oh yeah.
Lift a little higher. 4, 3, yep, drive it 2, and relax all the way down. We're all gonna join you here with that bottom knee bent. Realign if needed. So we're gonna sweep that top leg, lift that bottom hip. Enjoy what's about to go down, right? So here we go. Stacking it all, lift and tap back down. Good, lift and tap back down. So I'm just gonna make sure, yep, so we wanna make sure that the thigh is actually gonna go forward, right? So we're gonna feel the side of this cheek, even though the bottom cheek is getting the work. Good, and we still have that modification for a little help with the fingers there.
Oh yeah.
Looking good. And up.
But I'm not making it an arm workout like you said.
Not an arm workout.
It's gonna be
it's gonna be obliques and that glute back there. Here we go. So 3 more. Up and tap. 2. And very nice. Let's go ahead and lay down on your back again.
Ooh, baby.
Remember the leg that we had bent? That's the side that's gonna get the extra work now. So starting in that bridge, get your placement right. Feet slightly wider than the hips, and then reach for the heels of your shoes. And we're ready to go. Glute bridge up, roll through the spine, pushing the knees forward, roll back down. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a tendency to really feel what I'm working when I do glute bridges to see if I'm engaging back here. Just kind of helps me put a little more focus and roll through the spine. Don't forget about pulling your toes up and release. Up, release. Very nice. We have 5 more. How we doing?
Oh my God, it is good back here.
3 more. Just super focused. I just focus
I was
on breathing.
squeezing like my life depended on it.
Good. Well, we'll have a thank you about it later. Here we
Yes,
go. Last
we
one.
will.
Hold it up. So remember the leg that we had bent. That's the side, right? So we're gonna pick up that opposite leg. Squeeze your glute. We're gonna lower the hips down. Knee is gonna drive up towards the chin or the nose, and tap. Lift up, tap. Keep pulling that base foot, those toes up so the heel is putting the pressure down. Nice. Remember, when you start feeling tired, a bigger exhale just really helps you get through it.
Yes.
And up. Great. Let's go 6. And 2, we're gonna hold it up, straighten that leg. Anna, take your modification, both feet down. And here we go. For the more advanced, we're sweeping out that single leg. Remember, you can bring your hands onto your hips, make sure they're stable. And it is alive.
It is a happy day back here.
You got it. Here we go, 3, 2, and release all the way down. So remember, we get that little intermission to take a stretch. Grab a hold of the knee. Remember that we are still friends. Great. Breathe. And go ahead, take your figure 4. Yep. There we go. That tells me I am going to have...
Everything is activated.
Yes. Activation key. Great. One more breath here. And then let's get back to the position you just left off on. Straighten the leg. Knee is bent. Mind is right. We're gonna sweep up for 1 and crunch for 1. So lift and sweep, straight leg. Lower all the way down. Lift up, crunch. Good. So sweep, release, and crunch. Good. Nice. Christelle is still kicking it back there, doing the super advanced version. Anna, you look amazing as always.
Feeling it.
Crunch. And up, crunch, 3 more. Lift and squeeze. 2. 1 more, you're up. And perfect, straighten both legs, breathe. I traveled on my mat, I'm gonna shimmy down a little bit.
It's amazing how all these modifications, though, also just create such a similar burn. Because it's new to me to do the modifieds for so many things, and I'm like, this is insane.
But that's what's so great about everything in fitness, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We all start somewhere.
Yep.
It's just start. That's all you have to do.
Give it a try.
Give it a try. So here we go, continuing. Taking those hands behind your ears, legs are straight, flex your feet. Think about that space and try to create very little light between, and crunch. And up. Good. Perfect. Go 5 more. Then we're gonna get that weight involved. Optional, but we have it ready. 3 and 2, 1. Take a moment. Let's go into those bicycles, and then we're gonna really fire up the glutes. So pull the knees up, and remember, you can stay low or you can travel V up and down. So control the bicycle twist, slow, big turn, and if we're ready to go, Translation, back there. You ready to go?
Let's go.
We're gonna come up and roll back down. And up. And down. I'm gonna go for those 2 more. The ones that really make me start to crinkle my forehead. Yep. And for me, 1 more. Oh, and I went down pretty quick on that one. Pull your knees in, breathe. Maybe roll out your spine a bit. Okay, are you ready to get those glutes?
Woo.
You're like, what have we been doing?
Oh yeah, we've been getting them all right.
Okay.
I love the combo though.
So go ahead and roll on up. Now you have an option to use a weight. You have an option to do this without weight. It's gonna be about controlled movements. So I'm gonna grab this 5-pound, 3-pound. I also can tell you that if you put a towel behind your knee,
I'll try it.
Anna, you might not want to, but it really does get you going as well. So let's take this weight, if you're gonna use it, or towel if you like. I'm gonna straighten my leg, and then I'm gonna curl my calf around. Take my hands directly under the shoulders, and before I begin anything, I'm gonna check my engagement of my core. So from here, don't lock your arms out, small bend. We're gonna lift straight up, bent knee. And then tap that knee just gently back down. Perfect, lift and squeeze, and tap back down. So such a basic movement, but when you do it with this slower tempo, your abs are being controlled to keep you still, and that glute is really starting to squeeze. Now, by all means, you can waste your time and really rush through it and not focus, but if you put your mind into that muscle, you will make a connection. And Anna, are you feeling the difference with the towel right there?
Absolutely. It's crazy because it's making me focus on that flexion of my hamstring and glute.
Right, it almost feels like it's about to cramp, but then it gets nice and tight, right?
Yes.
Great, so here we go, 3 more. And now as we're starting to feel a little fatigued, watch that you aren't locking your elbows. And on this top one, you're gonna hold it. Good, now you can always test your strength in your core by bringing that hand around to your stomach, and then you might notice like, oh goodness, my hips might not have been even. You can stay there, you can put that hand back, but now let's go tiny little pulses straight up. So flex your heel for me. Yes. So same thing, you should feel a little bit more right there in that tush.
Oh yeah.
Yes, please.
And it's nice if you have a mirror for these things to see your body. So sometimes it's hard to feel yourself into the right position.
Right, sometimes when I tell people, I'm like, flat back, no, still round. And then they catch it like, oh. And then you learn, because obviously if you have, you know, if you've been working out a certain way, then bad form might be in, but you know what, that's what's so great about having Pop Sugar and all these workouts is that, oh, you learn cues, right?
Yep.
By the way, we haven't stopped pulsing. I know how long we're pulsing.
Burning!
Good, go 3.
I started shaking and I was like,
2.
we gotta be almost there.
And I was distracting you. Good, bring that knee down. We're gonna stay with the same side and we're gonna open it up for a hydrant. So these little movements have big results, right?
Yep.
So you're gonna lift directly out to the side and then control back down. So what I don't want you to do is try to swing your leg up or fall into the opposite hip. So even weight distribution and control. So this, we're not gonna do as many reps, but notice how it's also firing up your oblique.
Yeah.
Good, and I just wanna make sure there's no tension in your neck, right?
Right.
Okay.
Keeping the head facing the floor. Oh, I lost my towel.
Oh, don't lose the towel. Unless you need to lose the towel, then lose the towel. Here we go, 2 more. We're gonna hold it up on 1. And instead of a pulse, I want you to think about drawing a circle around with your knee. So right there, it should feel pretty intense. Out to the side. Try not to let the hip move. And around. Good. It's too much of the weight. Remember, guys, we're all on our own journey. Put that weight down. Shh. We have 2 more circles. And 1 more. Up, 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 squeeze. And go ahead and take that weight out.
Yeah.
We're actually gonna drop into a little bit of a child's pose, but stretch into that side.
Good.
This is where I make up for all of the other things. Good, all right, so we're gonna do the other side and we're almost done. So just enough to get it ready, right? So let's flip on over, reassess, relax the shoulders, either put that weight or the towel, or remember, no extra resistance or equipment is needed. So squaring off the hips and the shoulders, small bend in those elbows, lift up, squeeze, and control back down. So like I said for the other side, it's not about the height for me, it's about that connection. Focus on that as opposed to momentum and height. Good. And then squeeze. So I'm gonna have to come up with another story to distract you when we go for those pulses.
Oh my gosh, yes you are.
But maybe I'll make someone else do the talking. Good. So right here again, check that you aren't leaning too much into the far side.
It's so easy to start to lean and lose that.
Right? No, we need it to work, right? That's why we are doing this. Go 3 more. And 2. All the way right there, squeeze. Remember, you can take that test if you want, see if you're engaged. Put that hand back down, and here we go. Dun, da, 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 da. Yep, good, breathe. So the one thing I will say with working out, it's the first couple things, right? That's the hardest. And then it's the last bit, those moments that you have to dig deeper. But they're worth it in the end. You know what you read on social media, like no workout is ever regretted.
Nope.
Good, how's that for distraction?
Oh, it's good. That was really awesome.
Starting to cramp, 3, 2, oh, bring it down.
Oh my God.
Very nice, all right, we're at the end, guys, so let's take it out, controlled. Lift it to the hydrant and bring it back in. Feeling the engagement of the obliques, the core. Stabilizing through the shoulders. Good, don't fall into that back hip. We have 3 more. Up, up, up. And 2. Okay, ready to hold this one up?
Yeah.
No pulse, but we're gonna go for that circle. Draw it around with the knee. Feel that squeeze. We're only doing 5, so here's 4. Wrap around, wrap around. Great.
Got this.
And 3, remember we are stretching, we are done after this.
Woo.
And 2, all the way around. Whew.
Oh my gosh.
The one that makes it worth all the way. Great, remove any of that equipment you might have been using. Sit into your child's pose, stretch into the sides. And then I'm gonna have you flip onto your back. We'll get a great stretch to finish. Woo, very nice work. Let's take a quick little stretch here.
Stretch today.
Go ahead and lay down, pull your knees in, breathe. And we're gonna let one leg go. And this knee, instead of bringing it towards the chest, bring it out a little bit more towards the armpit.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Gets the groin a little bit.
Right? And just breathe. Then we're gonna bring that knee across the body, straighten that arm out, look at that arm, and just let it twist.
This is my favorite.
So good.
Good, and then let's go back onto your back, and with the knee, do a couple of circles around. And we're gonna do that figure 4 one more time. So go ahead and cross it over, yep. And then maybe you wanna put that foot down and you can press with your palm. You can always go back and hold underneath the leg. Just make sure you're flexing that foot for me. So important, core engagement, glute strength. Here we go, let's switch. And pull that knee a little bit wider, more towards the armpit. Straighten that leg. And let's go ahead and fold it across, straighten the arm, give yourself a twist.
Oh yes, oh yes.
And here we go, the stretch of all the stretches. Take that figure 4, whatever feels best for you, maybe a combination of both. Pushing that knee, that thigh down, and then you can grab. Or if you have it, go right into it. Sometimes my body's like, wait 1 moment, please.
Yeah, let me get the kinks out first.
Exactly. Take 1 more breath. And then go ahead, rock yourself on up.
Oh.
Feel good about yourself, your workout, your abs, your booty.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. You are
good.
amazing, Astrid. Way to crush it, Christelle. Guys, if you love that workout and you want more workout plans, be sure to visit our new fitness and wellness marketplace, Glow. We'll see you then.